Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time for another Wichita Postcard of the Week. This week, I have a postcard that maybe wouldn't be quite as exciting as some of the cards that I try to show each week, but this is a something that was targeted to a particular audience, or that's what I'm going to talk about. It's an advertising postcard put out and published for the People's Cleaning and Dye Works. And if we turn it over and look at the other side, we'll notice that their address and phone numbers and location are all on the lower left corner of the postcard. And by the way, just look at their address. It's 211 South Lawrence. And for uh, more folks who have come to Wichita lately, Lawrence Street used to be called Lawrence, and now it's called Broadway. I'm not quite sure when that change was made, but uh, Wichita historians would be able to click that off right away for you. But 211 South Lawrence would have been just down the street from where Ennis used to be, and really kind of in there close to where the petroleum building is today. Across the street to the east would have been the old Lassen Hotel that was a landmark here in Wichita, then was torn down, and today it's a parking lot. The postcard also shows two phone numbers, and you'll notice that the phone numbers then at this time were 3 digits. There was a Market and there was a Douglas phone exchange. And so to get customers from whoever had what exchange, this company was right on top, and they were answering the phone and picking it up and listening to customers calling in for requests for their services. It's a nice card for us. We know exactly when it is dated. It was March 4, 1912. And it was this particular one never was mailed or addressed, but somehow or another it came through, and it's in minty condition today. And I can't remember where I purchased it or found it, but I've had it for quite a while. On the front side, you'll notice that this scene that shows here, it's called the approach of spring, and it's a number 3 image. And so I'm just supposing that maybe the printer for the print shop that had this on stock and in their shelf could have shown that to the People's Cleaning and Dye Works and say, well, if they're looking for a group of cards where they can mail out a reminder to their customers who are on their mailing list, this would have been 3. And so that's the third month. And you can see it was March 4 on the front. So that kind of ties together and makes sense. But it's certainly a spring scene. It reminds you of what it is just right now. These trees here in the scene of the postcard aren't as leafed out as ours are at this particular time. This is uh, an advertising postcard talking about dry cleaning, talking about dye works. People used to, or it seems like, there was more call for and need for people that did dyeing of coloring of clothes or shoes. I've heard of getting ready for a wedding or something. Ladies might take a pair of white shoes and then have them colored the same color as the dress and so forth. But I haven't heard really that much about anyone else needing something colorized or colored as far as clothing goes. But that's not my field, and maybe it's more common than what I thought. But it's an interesting postcard. It's maybe not quite as collectible as if it would have had a showing their delivery wagon on the front, but this would have been something that would have been pleasing to the audience, the ladies of the house, and they might have set that up on a bookshelf or on their desk someplace and just enjoyed this little series of cards that came out. And you can just imagine them all through summertime and in the winter, fall, and all the different ones. This is the only one I've found so far from this company in this scenic series. So maybe someday I'll find one for the, for June or July or one of the other months and kind of build this. Certainly, I'll have not that much competition for the card in the scenic category, but it's an interesting one and neat to have something from 1912 and to have another Wichita postcard from my collection. Well, that's all I have today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye bye.